What's going on, y'all? It's Dime, and today we're going to be doing a 2024 projects recap. Going to be going over all the projects we did this year, everything we made videos out of. Now, there's a few things I don't have anymore. I'll just have to pop up pictures. A bunch of it was gifts and stuff. But yeah, let's get to it. This first one, I'll be popping up a picture. I don't have it anymore. It was a Damascus knife. I had the blade and the handle had snapped off, so I made a new deer antler handle for it and drilled and pinned it and everything and made a new sheath for it. That was a little gift for a family member of mine. Yeah, there's the first one. That was my first time really working on a knife like that. It was a really fun project. I want to do another one like that pretty soon. Next was my ball peen hammer video. This is a Harbor Freight Pittsburgh 16 ounce ball peen hammer. I had sanded all the clear coat off and burnished and oiled it really good. Did a leather wrap up here, got all the paint off the head, put the weight into it, carved it in, and then my maker's mark. Yeah, that was a useful little tool right there. Let's get over to the next one. My next project was this leather case to go around my cigarette case to hold a Zippo on it. This baseball stitch, saddle stitch. Yeah, there's that project. The next project I did was putting this antler handle on this large ferrocerium rod. Has this wood plug in the end. I carved to shape it to the shape of it. That was a fun little project. Fits the hand really well. I'm happy with this one. Yeah, little useful tool right there. Next, I restored this old hammerhead that was my grandpa's, and I talked to him and he said this was either his dad's or his grandpa's, so it's a pretty old hammer right here. I used an old broken weed whacker handle to make this handle out of. Pretty good grain orientation on that. Yeah, this has been really useful in my beginning to smith knives and stuff, working with metal. Really useful tool right there. My next project was this slip for a 4-in-hand file and rasp. This is a Nicholson 4-in-hand. If you're working with wood, you kind of need one of these if you're making handles and stuff. This is almost a necessity. I'd recommend everybody have one. These aren't made for metal though, so don't go trying to use it on metal. You just wear it out real quick. Yeah. Just keep it from getting all gummed up when it's laying in a tool belt or a toolbox. Doesn't fill in those teeth and make it useless. Yeah, let's get to the next one. This next one I no longer have. It was a gift. I'll pop up the thumbnail right here. If you want, you can go check it out. It was a little single blade knife that had a bottle opener on the blade. I made new handle scales for it. That was a fun little project. That was again a gift I gave away not too long after I made that video. But that was a fun one. That was my first time doing handle scales on a knife. So yeah, that was a fun little project. The next one I also don't have. It was a Tramontina Brazilian machete. I'll pop up the thumbnail here. This was like my first video that got, more than like 100 views. This one I think was at like 800 within a week or something. That was really good for me at the start. It was only like my 8th video, so it's pretty good. That was a fun one. Someone I know had it sitting in the bed of their truck and they needed it restored. So yeah, got it done for them. Next project was customizing this flat pry bar. Got all the paint off of it because I don't like the look of that. I like the metal to be able to patina. And I put this leather wrap around it to absorb some of the shock from using it. I'm a carpenter by trade, so this gets quite a bit of use. Pulling out old stuff, demo work. Yeah. Next project. My next project was a restoration of this old Diston USA saw. And if I remember correctly, this was my great-grandpa's or great-great-grandpa's as well, just like my cross-peen hammer. And I know it's a pretty old one because it's all brass. And they started making them with aluminum and really dropped quality. This is a Diston number 8. Really common saw. But yeah, that was a fun little project. This thing was rusted real bad. The handle was dried real bad and starting to crack. So we glued the cracks and clamped it. Got everything burnished and oiled. Got all that rust taken off there with rim oil and sandpaper. It's got this nice patina on it now. I like it. I'm proud of this one. This one will be in my family hopefully for a long time. This next one was a little project. Just a little X-Acto knife sheath. And again, all these are videos that are on my channel. If you haven't seen them and you're interested in one of these projects, go ahead and scroll through. You can find it. There's quite a few projects that aren't getting as many views as the newer stuff. So if you've missed those and any of this interests you, make sure to go check them out. This just holds an X-Acto blade and then the spare blades for it. A little case with all the spare blades. Yeah. Simple little one, because I had reached into my tool bag at one point and jabbed the end of the blade that was uncovered straight into my finger. So I had to get that taken care of. That was a safety hazard for sure. Got a nice thick welt on this one. Yeah, nice. Solid leather, beeswaxed and melted in. Next project. The next one, I repaired my mom's moccasins and added a little pocket for a flask to go on there using some deer hide. Thought it turned out pretty well. I still need to add a pocket on the other one at some point. Make a knife sheath that's built into it for her. Probably build her a knife to go with it. Custom fit and everything. That'll be a project coming up in the future sometime. My next project was this right here. This was my first knife sheath I ever made. This was remaking the first knife sheath I ever made. Nice Damascus knife. That was a gift to me. Some type of stone handle. It's really heavy. Mosaic pens. Made this sheath. Then I went ahead and made a little antler ferro rod to go with it. Pretty happy with this one. I love this knife. Solid little piece right there. Next project. These ones were again my grandpa's, great-grandpa's, or great-great-grandpa's, I'm not sure. Some Boker USA shears. These are all rusted up pretty good. Couldn't even really see any of the bare metal. It was all covered in rust. So I got that all cleaned up. Got them back usable again. Boker USA. This brand has a lot of history, so I was really glad to be able to save these. Next project. This next one was my version 1 of my belt organizer. Held a Gerber Gear 600. I'm not sure the exact name. Some flashlight I had. It was just the only one I had that was kind of EDC sized and a pen. That was version 1. Here in a minute, I'll be showing y'all version 2 I did. These are all in order, by the way, from oldest to newest. So, if that helps you find the videos, if you're interested in any of them, I hope you check them out. Yeah. This is my version 1. This is kind of inspired by the brand Tale of Knives. They make some really cool belt organizers and stuff. And this was just my first attempt at making something like that. Yeah. Next project. This next project was really fun. This is kind of making a full survival kit to go on my Ontario Knives SP10 Raider Bowie. You see this one's got quite a bit of use. I really like it. This thing is a tank of a knife. Really big, heavy duty, thick stock. It's really nice. Feels good in the hand. Nice rubberized grip. I love this thing. When I made this organizer kit with the thigh strap that goes around it, thigh belt, so it doesn't slap around on your leg when you're walking through the woods or something. This is the Gerber that fit that previous belt organizer. Y'all can help me with the name in the comments. So, fits those. My Mora Eldris, I believe is what this one is. The Mora Eldris. This is an awesome little knife. I love this thing. Just fits so good in the hand. Got a nice little blade. Do a lot of fine carving. Fire starting because it has the 90-degree spine on it. Really nice sharp edges so you can get a good strike off a ferro rod. Got the ferro rod on the side here. You can see how that's attached. So it's not permanently attached to it. I could undo that string and it would come off there. Yeah, this is a really fun little project right here. I loved making this thing. Really satisfying. Come out with a decent little setup to be able to walk in the woods with and, you know, have a decent amount of problems situated right on your leg. Yeah, I highly recommend these SP10 Raider Bowies, especially since Ontario Knife Company is no longer in business. All their stuff's getting harder and harder to find, and it's getting more and more expensive. So if you ever find one while you're out knife hunting or something, I'd recommend picking them up. Any of the Ontario Knife stuff. They're a really good company. I wish they were still around. Next project was a two-parter. It's a more modern Distin. This is Warranted Superior, which is the later name for the Distin Saw Company. These are both number 8, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see that right there. There's a number 8 there as well, just like on this one. This was the later model when they changed the name and started going away from all brass hardware and less hardware. You can see this one's missing one, but this one just has less. And you can see these aren't brass. Yeah. Did this Warranted Superior saw restoration. And then I restored this old bar clamp that the handle had snapped off of, so we made a new handle for it. Got all the rust off of it. You know, just fixing up tools that I need, because I don't like throwing stuff away. I like fixing stuff. So that was fun. Couple little projects right there, restorations. This knife right here, there was 2 fillet knives in this video. One I had fixed up for somebody, and then they had given this one to me kind of as payment for fixing up the one they wanted. This is a Martini, J. Martini, made in Finland. Lovely little fillet knives. This one's been worked on a little bit. Tell, you know, it's been sharpened quite a bit. So it's not perfect. Shined everything up the best I could. Got that handle refinished because it was drying out. Got oil back in this sheath because it was all starting to crack and stuff. Yeah, good little fillet knives. I'd recommend J. Martini to anybody. They're quality and they're not too much money, so they're worth it in my opinion. This next one was a pretty big video for me. This is a Edgemark made in Solingen, Germany. It's Western Germany. Model 473 restoration. The knife had some rust and stuff on it. The antler handle was really dried out, as well as these leather stacks. Everything was real dry. Everything was corroded. The sheath was dried out. It had at some point someone had stabbed the knife through the back of the sheath, so there was a big hole right here. So I added a new layer of leather to the back here and right here and re-stitched it all. That was a fun project right there. These quality knives right here, Solingen, Germany. It's good stuff. Edgemark, Edge brand, Western. There's a tons of different names for these. There was basically a couple companies that made them, and you could order from any other company and have them stamp your name on it for them, or for them. So that's where the history of this one is. If I remember correctly, this one would be in the 70s when it came out. Could be incorrect on that, not positive, but I believe so with the Edgemark brand, model 473. Fun project right here, fully disassembling it and cleaning it up. Restoring that sheath to, working order again. Yeah, that was a fun one. This next one I don't have a picture for, or I don't have it anymore. It was a project for somebody. They had given me an Edge brand knife. I'll pop up the thumbnail right here. It was forgot the model number. It was a smaller version of this basically, and I think it had leather stack handles instead of the antler. But it didn't have a sheath, so I took this sheath, which was basically the same thing, shrunk it down a little bit, and then redid it in the same way, remade a new sheath in the same way this one is built. So trying to, remake as close to a factory sheath as I could. That was a fun little project right there, trying to copy this design and customize it to fit the smaller knife. That was a nice little challenge. Let's get to the next one. My next project was making this deer hide axe cover right here. It's a fun one. I love that zigzag stitching I did. Yeah, it's a simple one. And this is a Cold Steel Trail Boss that I customized. Gave it the usual treatment. Get rid of the clear coat, burnish oil. Got rid of the paint. Got everything oiled real good. Leather overstrike guard. Mask for it. Yeah, I think that project turned out pretty good. I really like it. My next project was my first start to finish, 100% me making everything, every part of this. It is my Gunstock War Club. Pretty happy with this one. This is out of a lawnmower blade. Right here. It goes into here and it's drilled and pinned under this leather. Happy with the shape of this one. Nice leather wrap on the handle. Decorative and functional. Little pins and everything. All around here. Got my maker's mark in there. Out of those little nails. Yeah, this was a really fun little project. I was super happy with how this one came out. Do need to make a cover for it though, for sure. Yeah, this was a fun one. I was pretty happy with my smithing skills on this one, even though it was mainly stock removal. I still had to heat up and flatten out the lawnmower blade with a hammer. So there was a little bit of real blacksmithing in it. Really happy with how those bevels came out, because that was all just done by hand, freehand with an angle grinder. They're pretty even for what they are. I'm happy with it. And it really isn't supposed to be razor sharp. It's supposed to be a point. And I think it does that job pretty well. Yeah, this was a fun project. I don't think it got the love it deserved, so if y'all could go check out that video. This is probably one of my favorite projects I've ever done. It was really satisfying to complete this project. Every piece of it I can say I made. Yeah. Next one. This next one I no longer have. I gave it away as a birthday present to my cousin. It was my first knife. It was kind of a mix between a Japanese Kiridashi and the CRKT spew. I just liked the design of that spew, and the Kiridashis are a pretty simple first knife, so I thought I'd try my hand at it. Pictures are coming up here. That was a fun one. There were some fails along the way that are in that video. You know, learning experience for sure. And then ended up making a sheath for that one too in a later video. That was a really fun project. I was pretty proud of that one, even though there were some fails and I wasn't exactly, perfectly happy with the end result. It was a fun project anyway. Learning experience. Made this knife slip and lanyard bead, or this Boker Sodbuster. Sodbuster is a classic knife. I think every man needs one. This one's an Argentina high carbon Boker. This is probably the lowest quality of the Bokers, because there's USA and I can't remember where the other ones are made. Maybe Ireland. Boker, maybe Ireland. I'm not sure. Germany. But quality knives anyway. Even though this one's Argentina, it's quality. Got some good snap to it. Nice molded sheath. Handmade lanyard bead. Using my drill as a mini lathe for this. That was a fun little learning experience. Yeah, that's a neat little project. I think it was clean how it turned out. I really like it. Next was another machete restoration. This one was pretty well rusted. You couldn't see any metal. There was no edge in it. There was huge chips all the way up and down it. There wasn't this little recess in here. It had a cheap black plastic handle that was kind of messed up too. So I took that off, made a new wood one, drilled and pinned it. Ground this little recess in here so you can get it up here and get a better control on the blade. Got that new edge on there all the way up and down. Got it cleaned up. I'm okay with the patina, all the pitting and stuff, and different colors, the darkening and everything. Just didn't want rust on it. And then made this awesome little scabbard for it with that crisscross stitching, lace stitching. Belt loop right there. Pretty happy with that one. Again, fun little project. It was a tool I needed and had one to fix up, so I made the tool I needed. Made it work. This next one was an awesome little project. I think I had seen something on a Facebook page. Someone was making these at home. I thought I'd try my hand at it. Just a little necklace pendant, little mini axe. This is using a railroad spike, little piece of copper wire, and a piece of silver maple from out in my yard. Yeah, fun little project. Getting to shape that handle and everything. Get the nice fawn's foot on the end. Nice little bit of curve to it. So there's a belly and everything in the handle. Nice grip right here, even though it's not usable. The functionality of it is there. If it was a full-size axe, it has the correct dimensions and shaping and everything. The bit's a little wide. It's kind of more of a maul. But I was worried about durability, getting it all super thin, it snapping or something, because it is just a railroad tie. But that was a fun little project. A lot of people liked that one. I was pretty happy with it. I think it's pretty cool. It's a great little gift idea, and gives who doesn't have a bunch of railroad spikes laying around and they're looking for projects to do with them. So that was a idea I came up with after seeing some similar things on Facebook pages. Yeah. This next one, I call this hammer Mjolnir because the handle's so short on it. It's got two nice little palm swells, so you can grip it up here real close or down here real low. It gives you nice comfort grip either way. Feels in the hand nicely. This hammer was all rusted without a handle when I got it. It was a family friend gave it to me. Gave me a couple of these for projects. Again, this will be useful for blacksmithing. Pretty happy with that one. Using the same wood that my other handle was made out of. It was a broken weed whacker handle. I just reused. It's the last piece of it I had. I think that handle turned out pretty good. All the shaping on it's pretty nice. I'm happy with it. Those nice two palm swells in it. I'm happy with this one. Yeah. Fun little project. That's Mjolnir right there. Now this is just a Chinese clone of a Swiss Army knife. This is for my little cousin. I'm keeping a hold of it because I don't want him to bring it to school or something, get in trouble with it. So when he needs it while he's here, he can use it. But until he's old enough, I'll be keeping a hold of it for him so he don't get lost or broken or none of that. Made these nice handles for it, handle scales, because it didn't have any on it. This is also out of silver maple. Fun little project. I think it turned out pretty good. All the shaping and everything on this handle. Not perfect, but pretty good. Yeah. There it is. As the knife doctor says, if it's got a hole in it, then it needs a piece of leather through there. So made sure to put that on that little key ring. Because I agree, being able to pull it out of the pocket. You keep that sticking out of the top of your pocket, and then you just grab that and pull. And there you go. You know, for a China-made clone, this is actually a pretty decent one. I got it to a pretty decent edge. It's not perfect. Little cousin's messed it up a little bit since he's been using it. But it was a good little gift for him. Kind of a learner knife. Yeah, next project. This next one is version 2.0 of my belt organizer. This was fun. Doing 3 different colors on the front. Black, white, and then gray. Black again with the mismatched stitching. This is a Braun. This is from Harbor Freight. I think this was $5 on sale. They're usually like 8 or something. I like this one because it's just on, off. And then it has half press for bright and dim. Same Gerber multi-tool. And then a zebra pin. Yeah. And then it has a spot right here for my keys to go on. That was a fun little project. I'm really happy with this one. I'd say there's a lot of progress between this one and this one. This one's actually flat on the back. This one was kind of just a bubble where both sides would bend out. So it didn't really fit that well on your person. A little big. This one's a big improvement, I think, from that one. Size, switching flashlights, more stuff, because this can fit my keys as well. And I think everything about it's just cleaner than this one was. Yeah. Good little project right there. This part of my EDC right here. Every day I go out, I'm carrying this thing on my hip. Next would be these lighter keychains. I do have one of my keys, but I don't have them with me right now. They're in the house. I pop up the thumbnail of all of them right here. It's just a basic little Bic lighter holder keychain made out of leather. good little gift idea. Simple, but I think it's a nice little gift. Everyone I gave them to really liked them. Yeah, that was a simple little project. This one I'm pretty proud of. I had old broken little mini screwdriver shanks, and I needed handles for them. And I had some 30-06 casings and some heat shrink tubing. And this is the clip off that Braun flashlight I just showed you a second ago. That was a fun little pocket screwdriver right there. I need to make a flathead one next. Yeah, perfect little pocket screwdriver. And if you got an all brass EDC, there's your little brass screwdriver to carry with you. 30-06 Springfield. Next project is my Harbor Freight Fireman's Axe customization. This is my biggest video by far. I really appreciate all the support coming from this video and afterward. It's a fun one. Got elastic right here so the spike can get covered and uncovered. We had to custom grind that, turned it into more of a picaroon to help pick up logs off the ground instead of the dull spike it was before. So custom shaped that into like a hawk bill. Reground the profile on this edge, ground it back quite a bit, and gave it a convex edge, concave, convex, one of those two. It's rounded this way to the edge. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it rounds instead of being flat. Fun little project. It's my most viewed video by far, so I guess the internet liked it. I like it too. Pretty handy. Yeah, making an Axaroon because I couldn't find any for sale for a price I liked, so I made my own and made it the way I like them. The next project was making this knife strop, two-sided, got green and black polishing compound. So you know that finishing touch on sharpening a knife. Or if you got an EDC, you really don't have to sharpen them that often. If you just give them a strop or two every few days, if you're using them a lot, keep that good edge on them without wearing it out too bad. You can keep up with it with one of these, maintain that edge. This is just using a 1x2 scrap I had laying around and a couple scraps of some deer hide leather. And the black and green compound came from Harbor Freight, like $3 a tube or something. Yeah, useful little tool right here if you're into the knife community. You carry a pocket knife and you don't like to sharpen them too often. Run it a couple times across this and you can maintain that edge pretty well. Yeah. Useful little piece of equipment right there. And that takes us to the last video. I'm not going over my shorts in this, you know. That's a whole nother thing. Kind of been slacking on that recently, but in the beginning of my channel. This just started, by the way. This channel just started in January of this year, 2024. So in 1 year I've posted all these different projects, did all these projects, and all the shorts as well. And I think I've done pretty well trying to keep this channel going, you know, get it started. But, here's my last projects I did. I did these double-sided coasters, deer hide and then cowhide. I didn't show the bag on camera, but what's in it I did show. Made some, these are from Cowbone guitar picks. Never worked with bone like this before. I worked with deer antler for those few little handles I did and stuff. But working with solid bone was a little bit different. Some heavy duty stuff came out of a cow, so that took a while just to make one of these. I made a few. This is a really fun project though. I'm happy with this. I haven't got to see who this is for yet. And I figured Got to make some kind of little gift wrap for it. So handmade little bag for it. And then I don't have the wallets I made for that video, but I do have the first wallet I made, which is the same design. It just holds cash under the strap and then cards on each side. Can fit quite a few in here. It was a neat little project. Useful. I used to have a sciatic nerve pain in my lower back. And I think a lot of it was to do with carrying a big old heavy duty thick wallet in my back pocket every day of my life since I was 10. So ditched that, start carrying this in my shirt pocket or my front pocket. Went to one chiropractor visit and haven't had back pain since. So I'll put some merit to not carrying a wallet in my back pocket for sure. Alright, y'all. Here's the projects. Most of them anyway. Kind of a mess, but we'll go through them one last time. Made in Solingen, Germany. Edge brand, Edge Mark, model 473. Good little restoration project I did there. Got the Fireman's Axe customization. This is from Harbor Freight. Fun little project. Biggest video so far. Thank you for the support. Got the mini axe pendant. Again, fun little project. Not really a useful tool, but cool nonetheless. Boker USA yard shears, trimming shears, gardening shears. Good little restoration project. Flat pry bar from Harbor Freight, I think, or Tractor Supply with a leather grip to absorb shock. Useful tool. Got the Damascus knife. That was a gift. I made the sheath and the little ferro rod for. Love this knife. Heavy duty stuff right there. Pretty knife. Got my Harbor Freight ball peen hammer. Customized to my liking. Useful. Used it on a lot of projects. Got my EDC belt organizer. Again, very useful. This is my everyday carry right here. Goes on my belt every day. Love it. Got my Cold Steel Trail Boss and the cover I made for it. Fun little project. My favorite axe I own. I love this thing. Got leather strop. Cross peen hammer. Boker sod buster, knife slip, and handmade bead. Love this knife. Sod buster is a great little knife right there. Working man's knife. Got pocket screwdriver with a 30-06 shell for a handle. My little cousin's Swiss Army knife clone with custom scales made out of silver maple. Got my 4-in-hand file and rasp. Very useful woodworking tool. If you're making handles for tools, recommend one highly. Everybody needs one. Got the J. Martini fillet knife. My little X-Acto knife case. Need to wrap the handle in this leather too. Useful little thing. Won't accidentally stab myself anymore. Got the wallets that I just made for Christmas presents. The cowbone guitar pick I made. The other one's already gone. But great little project. I love this. I think this turned out really well. Got my SP10 Ontario knife, the Raider Bowie. Little survival kit right here. Love this thing. It's a beast of a knife. Got my custom machete and sheath. Really happy with how this restoration turned out. The sheath as well. Yeah. Got these saws I did. I'm just showing one. Diston number 8 handsaw. Got the 4 coasters. I made more than this, but these are the ones I made in a video. And we got my Indian Gunstock War Club, Native American Gunstock War Club. I am Creek and Cherokee, by the way, and I was welcomed into the Yuchi tribe. Yeah, this is all the projects of 2024, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you haven't checked out some of these videos and you see something you liked, make sure to go back and check them out. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support this year. Went from 0 subscribers to 215 as of today. So that's pretty good. You know, I'm definitely not complaining. I appreciate everybody's support very much. This is a growing, learning experience, and I'm glad you're all here with me. Yeah, this has been Dime, guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year, and I hope to see y'all in 2025. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.